Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Margaret Kulujian and I'm the court coordinator. I'm glad to see you all at the first ever graduation ceremony in the Restorative Justice Community Court in Avondale. This is a very special day for our participants, team members, judges, volunteers, and community members who are here. Thank you for being here. The Restorative Justice Community Courts, created by Chief Judge Timothy Evans, are community-based criminal courts that resolve nonviolent cases committed by young individuals. In addition to resolving their case, we are committed to helping them with jobs, education, transportation, and other needs that they might have to succeed in life, so they can avoid ending up back in the court system. The court was officially opened in August 2020 and has been in service since then. The effort to bring this initiative to the neighborhood started in 2015, when Chief Judge Timothy Evans spoke to a group of local activists about restorative justice and the need to find a way to open a community court on the northwest side of Chicago. Today we celebrate our participants who successfully completed the Restorative Justice Community Courts program. We have 17 graduates. Seven of them are here with us. Omar, Victor, Jamanti, Ray, Marcus, Nathan, and Fabian. They are all working hard to complete all their goals and court requirements, and we are very proud of them. Today we celebrate our team members who are here with us, not on stage, but right here. Michelle, Claire, Cynthia, Mark, Alice. You are doing such an amazing job working every day with our participants, and we are grateful for it. We have the best team ever. Today we are also celebrate Judge Beatrice Santiago, who presides over the RJCC Avondale. We celebrate our Assistant State's Attorney, Sarah Kaufman, and our public defenders, Silvana, Melanie, and Emmanuel. We are grateful for your guidance, for your wisdom, and for your support. Today we also celebrate our volunteers, without whom the circle process would not be possible. We are so fortunate to work with over 70 volunteers. They are helping us on a weekly basis. I would like to welcome elected officials who are here today with us. Timothy Evans, Chief Judge of the Circuit Court of Cook County. Madam Clerk, Iris Martinez. Judge Patricia Spratt, who presides over RJCC in North Lawndale. Judge Gloria Cheveret, retired judge. Judge Donna Cooper, who presides over RJCC in Inglewood. And Judge Cynthia Ramirez. Thank you for being here with us. I also would like to recognize people from local organizations like also Rincon, Polish American Association, Polish Congress, and Alliance of Polish Clubs. And I see a big representation from Advocate Society as well. Thank you for being here. To kick off the program, I would like to welcome Father Stanisław Jankowski, pastor of St. Hyacinth Basilica, and presiding judge Beatrice Santiago. Father Stanley will give us the invocation, and Judge Santiago will give a welcome speech.
Once again, good afternoon, everybody. I welcome all of you who gather here for today's graduation ceremony. My name is Father Stan, the pastor of St. Hyacinth's Basilica. And I would like to warmly welcome the young people who have participated in our local justice restoration program for several months. Congratulations. And I wish you good luck and wise life choices. I would like to thank all those who created this program and promoted this wonderful idea among young people and adults. Dr. Timothy and distinguished judges, coordinators, volunteers who dedicate their time and talents to give a helping hand to those young people who need it. Of course, nothing would have happened if it had not been for God's providence, which guides our hearts and our goodwill. May it therefore continue to dwell in this place and inspire good deeds. As a pastor of St. Hyacinth's community, I'm grateful, along with my brother priests and our parish community, for this initiative. And I firmly believe that we will soon be able to build up our structures to be even more helpful to those who need this help. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Hi, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate 17 outstanding graduates, 7 who are with us here today, who successfully completed all their goals in the repair of harm agreement, thereby now having their cases dismissed. For those who, they all deserve all the congratulations and accolades that are coming to them. For those of you who aren't familiar with what we do, the Restorative Justice Court, Community Court here in Avondale, as well as with North Lawndale and Inglewood, we target participants that are between the ages of 18 and 26 years old. The reason why we target this age group is because they're aged out of juvenile justice court. However, science has shown that even though they're now considered young adults, their mind isn't fully developed until they're 25 years old. So they still have a lot of, they still think a lot in short term, immediate gratification, and don't think as much about long-term consequences. The reason why we decided to have this court is because, as we know, especially for people of color, to be labeled as a convict, as a felon, makes it that much harder to be able to go on and get a good job, go on with their education. So rather than labeling them as a felon or as a criminal, we give them a second opportunity to one, realize that they are accountable for their actions, that their actions has repercussions for themselves, for their neighbors, for their family, for their friends, and the community around them. Second, to make amends for that. And then third, to get reintegrated into society. as a productive member of society, so that way they don't rescind, they don't go back to that lifestyle, and that they go on to live productive, successful lives in society. We, in this court, community involvement is critical. We need community members to sit there with our participants, get to know our participants, help fashion a plan of action of how they could best repair the harm and make sure that they go back reintegrated into society. The name community court is there for a reason. So at this time, I am asking that community members step up, that they volunteer, that they agree to give 90 minutes of their time once a week, weekly for 3 to 5 sessions, so that they could hear our participants, learn about them, and help develop a plan of action, how they could repair the harm and go back to society. Because we opened up during the pandemic, we've been having our circles by Zoom. But as any restorative justice practitioner knows, that virtually is a poor substitute for having actual in-person contact. So again, I am asking that volunteers please step up and sit down with our lovely participants, get to know them, get to know what wonderful people they are, that they just simply made a mistake, and help us, help you come up with a proper remedy so that they go back to society. On a similar note, I'm also asking any elected officials that are here with us today to come up with to change the law so that when our participants actually graduate, I'm able, and as well as my fellow judges, to expunge their crime immediately rather than waiting. For example, one of our graduates who isn't with us today is unable to take her NCLEX, which is their nursing board exams, because she has to wait for her arrest to get expunged prior to taking her NCLEX so that she could become a nurse. And that's just a disservice to our graduates, and I would not want our graduates to feel a sense of hopelessness and go back to their old ways. We should be able to provide them, to be able to expunge the records immediately so that way they could go on to get the jobs that they deserve and that they want. So again, I'm asking for our elected officials to please do something so that we're able to expunge the records immediately upon graduation. Going back to our graduates, when me and Margaret were planning how we wanted the graduation to go along, we both thought that it would be important for circles to take place in the beginning for people that aren't familiar with restorative justice, so that you could get a sense of what circles are about, what restorative justice is about, and so that you could get up close and personal and hear from some of our participants. And I think I would hope that the people that participated in the circle today got to learn from our participants, heard, and were able to take back some thoughts to think about moving forward. And we have wonderful people like Marcus Haskins, who passed his GED without even taking any classes, and now is thinking about going to college and is dreaming of buying a home in the suburbs and making it in the rap game. And then there's Ray Ruiz, who is always positive and upbeat, despite the fact that he has to take care of his grandparents, one who is bedridden. Or Omar Montaya, who also passed his GED without taking any classes, and has now enrolled, I think, in Wright College, and is planning to become an engineer, and is expecting a child on his way. There is Jamonte Pritchett, who has been dealt a difficult blow to his immediate family, but is so strong, and I take a lot of inspiration from him. Nathan Soto, who is a single father and has sole custody of his child and yet works a full-time job as an electrician. And Victor Ortiz, who is also working full-time and had a little bit of a hard time learning how to calendar important appointments in his phone or on his book, and had to learn some hard lessons along the way, but I think he finally got the lesson. So I am glad that some of you got the opportunity to meet some of our wonderful participants. I would be remiss if I didn't, and I know Margaret already touched on it, but I also wanted to talk about our fabulous team and our wonderful volunteers. And if I forget anybody, please forgive me ahead of time. I'm a little nervous. I'm not the best at public speaking. But I want to start off with Margaret, who is our coordinator and is the brains of the operation. So she is the real boss. I just do guest appearances, but she does the day-to-day. This is her baby, this court, and she lives and breathes restorative justice. So we are blessed to have her as our coordinator. We are also blessed to have 3 dedicated case managers, Cynthia Alvarez, if you want to stand up, Claire Supan, as well as Michelle Ponte, who each bring a different life perspective, but they always bring their hearts with them. And they are very dedicated and passionate and strong advocates for the participants. I also will not try to pronounce Mark's last name, but he is our community outreach circle keeper, who is always very earnest in attempts to get his job done, and I appreciate his passion and his earnesty. Ellis Heron, who is our social services representative, and comes with a lot of experience, having done this for how many years now, Alice? Over 20 years. So when I get, when my Puerto Rican attitude gets going, I have to look at Ellis so that he could bring me back down. So he is like my son. We're also lucky to have talented attorneys by way of Sarah Kaufman, Jay, as well, Melanie Newby, Savannah Santilli, and Emmanuel Andre. Especially with the public defenders, sometimes we butt a little bit of heads, but I always appreciate their advocacy, having done that work before. And they are all very talented and are very dedicated to the restorative justice process. And we also have with us former circle keepers, Kelly O'Connor, and I don't know if Trudy's here, but Kelly, if you want to stand up. Who was with us until very recently, was here when the court opened, and who was very sorely missed. And we even consider as part of our team, our clerks, Greg Jones, is he still here? No? Okay, he left. Well, Madam Clerk, I just want you to know that you have very dedicated clerks who have stepped out of their job and have embraced the restorative justice process, and we very much consider them part of the team as well as our even our interpreters. And where is she at? I saw her. If you want to stand up. She also has come to enjoy coming to court with us and participating with participating and helping us out. And finally, I want to, and also I want to thank all our wonderful organizations, for example, also who led the circles today. If we could have our also representatives stand up. Are they here? They have been coming to court at least for the last 2 months and have become a vital, integral part of the team as well. Lakeview Food Pantry, Rincon Association House, Metropolitan Family Institute, Stick Talk, and I apologize if I forget any other organizations, as well as volunteers like Irina. Where's Irina at? Irina? Nope, she left. Okay. Okay, want to stand up? Oh, there she goes. Okay. Who has actively volunteered with our court for the last 2 years, and I, affectionately call her my Polish mother. And finally, this court would not be here if it wasn't for Chief Judge Timothy Evans' passion, vision, and dedication. So I want to thank Judge Timothy Evans for having the vision and the leadership to open up these types of courts. So if you want to stand up. And finally, I want to thank my fellow judges, Judge Spratt, as well as Judge Cooper, and our coordinator, Marlo Norman, who also join us in this difficult but rewarding work. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Judge Santiago. Let me introduce Sarah Kaufman, Assistant State's Attorney.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, to our graduates, over the last year, St. Hyacinth has become a second home for all of you. You moved into this house when you accepted the Restorative Justice Community Court program, and you automatically became a welcome, long-term guest that lives within it. But this home was not built overnight. It was erected in 2020. And like any home, the most important piece of the house is its foundation. A safe, stable, and durable home relies on a strong foundation, and the Restorative Justice Community Court Foundation is the team of people here with me today. So of course, at the helm, we have Judge Beatriz Santiago. She is our head of household. As the Assistant State's Attorney, I have to make sure that none of you break your curfew. Our public defenders, Melanie, Silvana, and Emmanuel, have to protect all the tenants' rights. From the Office of the Chief Judge, Margaret Kulujian, she is the custodian that cleans up all of our messes. Our dedicated sheriffs, they man the perimeter of our home. Our court clerk, Greg, is our Chief Information Officer. Our beautiful case managers, Cindy, Claire, and Michelle, are the ultimate concierge service, helping to set everything up for you. Our circle keeper, Mark, is our house facilitator. And most importantly, this house is surrounded by an amazing set of neighbors, the Avondale community. So the RJCC team and the neighboring community may be the foundation, but each of you graduates now own a small piece of this house. Together, all of these pieces fit together so that our house can keep expanding. So today, as you graduate, you can finally stop paying rent. You don't have to abide by the head of household rules any longer, and you don't have to stop by every 2 weeks. But today, each of you will get your own key to the house so that you can open the door whenever you may need in the future. Congratulations on your graduation, and don't forget that the door will always be open for you.
Thank you, Sarah. It was great. Let me welcome Emmanuel Andre, a deputy at the Public Defender's Office.
Good afternoon, everyone. To the participants, felicidades, gratuitas, congratulations. So the good news is that's the extent of my Polish. So, but you're lucky because Judge Evans is up next and he's way more versed than I am. On behalf of the Cook County Public Defender's Office, we extend our extreme appreciation and congratulations once again to the participants. As we look around, we want to also thank not just the participants, but their loved ones who carried them through this moment, and also their ancestors. As this journey went around, some people lost loved ones fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters, so we could never forget that. So we could continue to center that as we go forward. Judge Santiago said it best, words matter. There is incredible amount of power in words. If there's one thing, hopefully the participants don't forget, for those of you who've never been to RJCC Avondale, one of the special things about it, you walk in there, and it doesn't feel like in a regular courtroom, but one thing that always stands out for me, there's a bowl right next to the judge. And it's a quote, a bowl of beautiful quotes. So no matter what happens, every participant walks out of there at the end of that court day with some words to carry them over to the next time in that journey. Now, there's been a couple of times I've had to grab a couple of words myself. But speaking to the next time in that journey, as we go, as participants go on to the next time, we've left a small gift, the Sankofa bird. Not sure about a quick show. Anybody here familiar with the Sankofa bird? Okay, there's a couple of hands up there. For those who are not, it's a bird that looks back. It's a mythical bird, West African tradition. And the basic concept is go back and get it. Look, see, right on cue, right? There's Margaret. That's what they said. Like she cleans up the mess. But go back and get it. In order to move forward, you have to be grounded. You have to be grounded in your past to be able to move forward. So for the participants, as you go forward in your next step in this journey, please do not forget. Look around the faces that are now your assets that you can go back and get as you move forward. Do not hesitate to pick up and call. We love you, we care for you, and we're rooting for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We call them words of wisdom, and it's true. Whoever is leaving our court is leaving with one word of wisdom. According to Chief Judge Timothy Evans, the restorative justice community courts are a place where healing is the goal rather than punishment. This is the quote that we have in our brochures and most of our materials that we distribute among community members and guests who are visiting our court. So what Judge Evans said about this court is that the restorative justice community courts are a place where healing is the goal rather than punishment, and the quest for justice becomes a collective neighborhood effort. Please welcome Chief Judge Timothy Evans.
Well, thank you very much, Margaret, for that very kind and generous introduction. And it's certainly a pleasure to be here with all of you and to see this room filled with people who believe in our graduates and who believe in this program. I can tell you that this was envisioned long ago. At a time when this seemed impossible. I was talking to people like Michelle, and I see her there. I don't think she's been recognized. Would you mind standing up, Michelle? Michelle is one of those restorative justice practitioners that I spoke to early on. And we envisioned a location like this, although we did not have one. And one of the first persons I spoke to about the distinct possibility was Margaret Kulujian. And I was talking about maybe the black and brown community. Everybody could see the need there. And I hoped that she would sign on to it. But she said, well, you know, if you want to talk to a community, why don't you come out here? I said, in Avondale? She said, yeah, in Avondale. And we she invited me to come over to the university, Northeastern, not very far from here. And the place was packed. And we start talking about giving these young people a second chance and about them, repairing the harm that they caused. Yes, admitting that what they did was detrimental to the community, but that it was not the end of their lives, but the beginning of an opportunity to make things better. And Margaret, I would say to you, and I know it's somewhat embarrassing whenever I say this, but if it had not been for you, I wouldn't know Father Stanley over here, and I wouldn't know that the Basilica might be available to us. Would you mind giving these two a great round of applause? Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father Stanley. And Margaret has continued to see this as a dream come true. I wanted to see the graduates stand for a moment. I know their names have been mentioned. Can we just see the graduates stand wherever you are so we can acknowledge you? Thank you very, very much for sticking with us and coming through a program that has great possibilities. We know you. We know about the trauma that you had to deal with. We know that you've had to overcome so much. How these guys are passing these exams without taking all the classes, that tells me they're already brilliant. Don't you think they deserve another great round of applause? We appreciate you, and you are now our ambassadors, and we hope that you will go back to the communities and share with your friends who are your age and who are exposed to the same things that you're exposed to, who need a second chance just like you're getting a second chance. And if I had it my way, and we're working on this, I'd like to have a community court in every ward of the city, all 50 wards. That's where they're needed. And we've got 30 townships where they're needed as well. Judge Santiago was right. We cannot continue to wait 60 days after graduation before the opportunity to expunge the record can take place. That record keeps them from getting a job. And can you imagine living in Chicago for 60 days without a job? You can see what the temptations are. Now, we've asked the state's attorney's office to consider allowing that 60 days to start to run while the cases are going on. The case can be dismissed with the right to reinstate. If any of the participants don't complete it, the charges can always be reinstated. But as Judge Santiago said, and Judge Cooper would say if she were up here, and Judge Spratt would say if she were up here, we need those cases dismissed as of the date of graduation, and we need that expungement that day. Yeah. So I know the graduates are anxious to walk across this stage, and we want to spend some time applauding their efforts, but I just want you to know how proud of you we all are. We know what you have overcome. We know you've earned the right to be here today. Now, one thing I didn't get a chance to see, I understand we have some volunteers here who participate in those circles. Is that true? Are there any volunteers here who participate in the circle? Would you mind standing up, volunteers? Yeah. We could not operate without you, and I wish we could pay you the $1 million that you deserve. But I want you to know this, you have our thanks, our gratitude, and our commitment to keep these community courts coming as long as you will continue to represent us in the community. Can we depend on you for that? Now, Father, we want you to continue to pray for us. I don't know if the nuns are here today, but I know you've introduced me to some great nuns. And I want you to know that Tim Evans on the stage did not forget to thank the nuns for all the work that they do here. I want you to pass that along, Father. And Father, let me just say in closing, I don't know of another basilica that would welcome us like you did. You not only permitted us to be here, and I admitted to one of our television stations a few moments ago that you entered into a contract with us for 1 day a week, but you let my staff and everybody come every day of the week. Don't you think he deserves another great round of applause? We thank you, Father. Keep us in your prayers. We can multiply this. We can help these young people. We can't give up on them. We've all had a second chance. We all needed that, and these young people need it too. Thank you very, very much for listening to me. Thank you.
As Judge Santiago mentioned, and Judge Evans admitted, peace circles are a crucial part of the restorative justice process. There are no peace circles without community members. We are fortunate to work with over 70 volunteers. Please welcome George Borowick, the Executive Director of the Portage Park Chamber of Commerce, who participated in over 50 circles with us. George was also very instrumental in the process of bringing restorative justice court to the northwest side of Chicago. It is always a teamwork.
Well, I have some prepared remarks, but most of what I was going to say, Judge Evans and Judge Santiago already said. So I can just give you like a little personal testimonial. Judge Evans came out, well, Margaret arranged it. She used to be the executive director of the Greater Avondale Chamber. And when Judge Evans came out and he talked about the big crowd that we had at the El Centro campus of Northeastern Illinois University in Avondale, he was talking about an overview of the justice system in Cook County, but then he started talking about restorative justice and thinking outside the box and coming up with alternative ways of dealing with people that were, especially young people that were first-time offenders and, were convicted of nonviolent crime or arrested for nonviolent crimes. And it just made sense. Every once in a while, as I get older, there's these like light bulb moments where somebody says something I would have never thought of, but as soon as they say it, I go, oh man, that's a good idea. You could have put me in a room somewhere and I would have never come up with restorative justice, but as soon as I heard the idea, I thought, this is a great alternative because filling people, having young people have criminal records is just a bad thing. Like Judge Santiago said, it's harder to get into college, it's harder to get a job, it follows you around everywhere, and I think I've been in peace circles with about 10 participants, and I can tell you, I liked all these people very much, and the first session I came out of, every time I felt there is no value, there's nothing good about these folks having criminal records. It just seems like it's a really bad idea for the community, and it's bad public policy. So I'm grateful to be part of it. It's been a great opportunity for me as well as the participants. I have to say all the people that have been involved in this, all the participants, all the other volunteers, I've liked very much. It's a very good, you get a great sense of community. And I don't want to monopolize the microphone here. So I know you want to get on with the graduation, but if anybody wants to talk to me about my experience or, hear more of my testimonial about how this was just a really good program that should continue. And if Judge Evans has his way, it'll be expanded. I think it's nothing but a benefit to any community that has this program. So, oh, Margaret, you're here. So thank you.
Thank you so much, George, and thank you for sharing your experience. this is the moment that we were waiting for. I would like to ask our presiding judge, Beatrice Santiago, on the stage, and also our case managers, Cynthia, Claire, and Michelle, and our participants. After Maria.
Fabian first. For Fabian Espano, throughout his time here, I've seen a huge change. Along with completing the program, he has worked full-time and graduated high school. Now he is currently enrolled in his first semester of college at Truman. Fabian has truly worked hard and been dedicated to the program. Congratulations, Fabian, and good luck in college.
I'm really thankful for the opportunity. It's been a journey. It's been pretty good. It's took me almost close to a year, I want to say, and overall, it was honestly a pleasant experience. All the people that I got to meet, all the people that were here to listen to me, it was just really good. And so far, I think I'm on a good path. I think I'm gonna be pretty successful, and I don't think it's gonna bring me down at all. And it just not being in my record at all, I feel like it's gonna be a really good thing for anything that could happen to me. Thank you.
Marcus has been very hardworking and responsible throughout the entire program. Since the beginning, he was motivated to get his GED, and this month, he successfully passed all 4 tests and received his diploma without taking any classes. I know Marcus has a bright future ahead no matter what he does.
I really appreciate y'all for this opportunity, you know. It's all love for sure. I wish a couple of my people could have had the same opportunity, but it's all good though. I appreciate y'all.
Victor has been determined since the beginning to complete his goals and better himself. He is constantly working hard and staying motivated. He took every goal seriously in his repair of harm agreement and learned from each one. Victor was able to complete the program while working a full-time job and being a father of 2. Congratulations and good luck in the future. And remember to use your planner.
I just want to say that I'm thankful and grateful for the second opportunity, and I want to say good job to the guys for getting everything done on time, and that would be it.
Hi, my name is Cindy, and I'm also a case manager. I just want to start off by saying that I feel very fortunate to be a part of the restorative justice community courts. What a lot of my participants don't know is that, you know, while I'm helping guide them through this process, they really have made tremendous changes and have inspired me in my own life. So I have really, I feel extremely fortunate and very blessed to have worked with all of them. And I've enjoyed working with all of them equally, the mom and me. Just want to make sure they all know that. So I'm going to start off with Omar Montoya. Omar's been very hardworking and dedicated and responsible throughout his time in our JCC. He's approached every goal with purpose and dedication. He was very motivated to get his GED and passed all 4 GED tests as well as his Constitution test without taking classes. He passed his first one and on the first try, and we were like, okay, just keep going, and that's exactly what he did. And so he finished his GED in record time. So he has set a goal to go to college and get a degree in engineering. He has a child on the way, and when he called me to tell me that his girlfriend was expecting, immediately I thought, okay, now I've got to come up with a way to convince him to still go to college, because I was afraid he was going to tell me that he just had to work, but that's not what he said. He said he was even more motivated and dedicated to get his degree. And I was so proud of him for that. So thank you, Omar, for all of your hard work. You made my job easy. Thank you.
I just want to say that I'm thankful and grateful for this opportunity this program gave me. And thank you for a very supportive and understanding caseworker. And yeah, I'm just grateful for everything.
Okay, next I have Nathan Soto. Nathan has also been very dedicated to this program since the very first day we met. He's taking accountability immediately at our very first meeting for his arrest and made it very clear that he was here to really make a difference and a change in his life. The first day that he came to us, it was a week before his graduation from college. He obtained he's an electrician. He obtained his certification. And so he came to us ready to work on his goals as his education was already complete. He is a single father. He has 100% custody of his daughter, Mila, who's 5 and is keeping him very busy. And he has a son on the way. He's a very dedicated and hard worker, and I have thoroughly enjoyed working with him and watching him grow as a person. So Nathan, here you go. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm real grateful for this opportunity, and I'm glad this is getting off my record, because that would have really held me back with this degree I got from school and all that. This would have been like a setback that wasn't nothing I could do about it besides finishing here. So I'm glad I did this.
And from my guys, last but not least, Ray Ruiz. So Ray has faced many personal obstacles while in this program. When he came to us, he also was very dedicated and driven to work on his ROHA goals. Ray manages a Boost mobile store. He's very responsible. He works 40 to 50 hours a week. He's been with them for 5 years, showing his dedication and responsibility. So on top of his full-time employment with Boost Mobile, he has also been a caregiver to his grandparents that he lives with, and was also helping care for his father, and this all was within the time he was with us. And during that time, he unfortunately lost his father, and when that happened, I let him know that he could take all the time that he needs to grieve and do what he had to do. And I'd say it was about a week or two, he called me and he was like, no, my dad would want me to keep going. I have to keep going. I want to get this done. And he continued working throughout the program, again, with complete purpose and dedication, and successfully completed his ROHA, a lot of hard work, especially going through everything that he had been through. As I said, a lot of responsibility for a young man his age, but he always took all of the responsibility with pride, which I was very proud of him in turn for. So it has been a pure joy watching him grow and succeed in so many different areas of his life. So congratulations, Ray. I'm so proud of all of you.
Yeah, so I'm beyond grateful for this opportunity to be here and pass my RJCC program and complete my Rojas. I wish nothing but, positive vibes for the RJCC and a prosperous future for all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michelle Aponte. I'm also a case manager. And today, my graduate is Jamonte Pritchett. Jamonte has been extremely motivated throughout this whole program. He has been nothing but determined to finish his repair of harm agreement from start to finish. He has grown such high motivation, accountability for his actions, and an extremely responsible demeanor. Jamonte took every goal in his repair of harm agreement very seriously, and he has learned and grown from each one right before my eyes. Within the RJCC program, Jamonte was able to explore career planning, parent counseling options, and how to be a lawful citizen. Overall, this journey has helped him grow altogether as a beautiful person. Jamonte expresses immense gratitude for this opportunity to meet each time we've met. He is constantly praising RJCC Avondale and the opportunity that he was given, and also for the current and future participants. I am so grateful to have been Jamonte's case manager and guide him through this process. I'm gonna miss you, and I wish you nothing but the best on your endeavors, Jamonte. You're gonna be great. Congratulations.
Thank you for this opportunity. I do speak highly on this program because a lot of people don't get second chances, and this is my second chance, and I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna run with it. Thank you.
And we would like to ask Marek Dobrzycki to join us here on the stage and present the certificates to our volunteers. And also say a few words about them.
Well, you've seen the results. The gratitude is overwhelming. We, as the team members of the Avondale Restorative Justice Court, led by Judge Beatriz Santiago and my compatriot, Margaret Kulujian, we feel this need, and we've helped to expand it, make it real. Some of their stories are incredible. You can't believe that they're true, but they are. And we're fortunate enough to make this possible so these young gentlemen here in front of you can go on and lead a fulfilling life. I have this great opportunity to bring people from the community to become members of the Peace Circles. The Peace Circles are the foundation that make this possible. It is an indigenous tradition, but we kind of make things possible in a very short period of time. We get to know the community. We are the community. We are people from all different backgrounds, all different nationalities, all different races. We're very fortunate to have these individuals here today that make it possible. I would like Mr. George Borovic and Miss Irena Connolly, please come up stage. George and Irena are just a couple examples of the over 70 people who volunteer here, people who dedicate their time and efforts, and we are very grateful for their help because this would not be possible. So may I please have a big round of applause for Miss Irena Connolly and Mr. George Borovic. And Irena, please say just a couple words here. And George, you've already spoken, but I think you should say one or two words as well. Irena?
Thank you. I certainly will. Volunteer does not make a hero. Voluntas mea. That means that I wanted to do, but I am honored. The heroes are these young people who really made an effort using their second chance to become a better person. And I am honored because they inspired me to be a better person. Being 21 plus, as I am, I still learn a lot. Thank you all, and I wish you all the best. And I thank you, Judge Santiago, and all the team with Margaret for giving me that, and I thank you very much.
One of the things I didn't say before was that everybody that was in, all the participants in the Peace Circle, I think a lot of them were concerned that it was going to be like an interrogation, or that we were going to beat up on them, that we were going to guilt trip them or make them feel small, we'd be condescending, and that wasn't the case at all. And I think a lot of them, they expressed that they felt relieved, that it was a very welcoming group of people. They felt like they were part of the community. It wasn't as bad as they anticipated. And they were all very grateful. You know, I know a lot of them expressed it today, but that's what we would hear circle after circle. They would say that they're very grateful for this opportunity. So they very much appreciate it. Also, I think sometimes when I would talk to people about the Peace Circles, they got the impression, or the process, they would think it was just a slap on the wrist, and it's very much not. All these folks have gone through a long process. The Peace Circle is just to create this work plan, or the repair of harm agreement. Typically, there are at least 10 points of things that they have to do. Some things don't take that long, but some take a lot. There's community engagement, which you might know is community service hours that they have to do. There's, some people get GEDs, some people, everybody that in the process has to maintain employment during the entire RJCC process. So there's a lot of steps. So it's not just a slap on the wrist. They've achieved this by a lot of hard work. So my hats are off to them. I feel like I benefited from being part of the process just by meeting these folks. That's it.
Once again, a big round of applause, not only to George, who's our Volunteer of the Year for 2022, or for Arana Connolly, who's our Volunteer for 2021, but I ask every one of the volunteers, I see Ruth, I see Jessica, I see all over here, please stand up. Please stand up. And a big round of applause for them, because yes, they deserve it. They are incredible people who dedicate their time and make an effort to improve the lives of people who should have a chance at life. And I thank all of you, because all of you are wonderful and incredible. You make my job and the job of our team that much easier because of the efforts that you give. Thank you very much. And once again, I applaud all of you.
So you just learned about 7 of our graduates, and you were able to meet them today. 17 people graduated our course so far. Some of them cannot be here because they are at work, and one of our participants moved out of state. I would like to say a few words about Marcus. Marcus came to us in April. Since then, we learned a lot about him, his job at the post office, his family, and his hobby, which is music. Marcus excelled during the program, and today he will perform for us. Marcus, the stage is yours.
How y'all feeling, man? Say, I ain't gonna lie, they chicken me, tryna grab some wings. I had pulled up to the crib, shorty, I thought it was sweet. Soon, I'm backing up, man, guess what I see? Transformers blue lights, they was flying towards me. I'm like, man, ain't no way, I ain't do nothing wrong. Long story short, I have a place. I'm sitting here thinking, trying to make this song. Yeah, I'm still here thinking like I could have been gone. How you bumming, ayy? How you coming, ayy? Got hope for every day. You slaves, you beat that case. Man, you better do right, you better make a way. You just want the cold nights up in them dark caves. Boy, you better do right, you better good ways. You don't want the cold nights up in them dark caves. I said I know you do once like you finally free case. You ain't want the cold nights up in them dark caves. Go and stand on that like you ain't got a chance, bro. To keep your head on the ceiling fan. This here ain't macaroni. How they claim that your homie when they let you buy your lonely. Yeah, I'm talking about damn bad. Real funny, can't get quick as a drug bag. This is like your back. I need no words, but look. Sorry. Don't be going like a cat. Hey, look. I tried, so. Love, though. I appreciate y'all, though.
Thank you so much, Marcus Haskins. We would like to thank all the wonderful people who spoke and performed today. We would like to thank all the people who support us on a daily basis. Restorative justice is collective effort. Amazing thing can happen when instead of punishing young people who commit nonviolent crimes, there is a way to let them take the responsibility for wrongdoing and let them think about the future. Restorative justice provides a new sense of justice for the 21st century. Thank you so much for attending our ceremony and enjoy pizza.